I pushed the button. Hey, everybody, I pushed the button. Bob Doyle pushed the button. Hey, quick, tell everybody Bob Doyle pushed the button. What button? The start broadcast button. Oh, then how come there's no one in the room? I don't know. There's nobody joining. Nobody cares. What? Juliet Nelson's joined. Well, that's one person in the room. Let's switch around so I can be face to face with Juliet. There we go. Ooh, that's a little bit bright back there behind me. Wow, it's overwhelming. Hey, hey, tulips, butterflies. All right. So, hi, Jessica. So look, sorry for the lighting in the background. It's a little overwhelming. It's actually set up for a webcam because I've got lots of fun stuff. I'm going to turn this off real quick because it's too much. Okay. Hi, Brooklyn Betty. Nice to have you here. Boy, I've really got a Rob Hurrell. Hi, Rob. Yeah, that is much better. You know what? I also am going to need my handy dandy these. So you know what? I've kind of figured that most people have notifications turned off on Periscope at this point. So what do we do about that? You know, it's like I kind of think that there's got to be other ways. Sorry, I got grits in my teeth again. Yeah, sorry, boy, that's disgusting, huh? All right, anyway, so now we're all dentally hygienically good. So thank you, Brooklyn Betty. I love being seen. Totally Laura. Totally Laura. I'll bet you her name is Laura. Let's find out. Laura Husson. Yes, we've talked before because I'm following her. So the only other way to tell would be through Twitter, right? So I got to go to, and there's no, well, I can't share my own stuff, so everybody has to do it. I guess I could do it. But then I don't have a quick, easy way to, you know what I'm saying? Facebook post, Twitter post, like I'm broadcasting right now. Would that work? Yeah, Melanie Bundock, of course, the awesome connector. Yeah, so I guess from now on I should be prepared with Facebook and Twitter posts to go simultaneously when I go live. Hi, Emily, nice to have you here. So, all right, I'm going to start implementing that. Rita Esther rocks. That's what I've heard. That's the rumor. That's what's the buzz on the internet. It's in my Facebook feed every day. You know Rita Esther? Yes, I do. Do you know that she rocks? Why, yes, I've heard that. It's going viral. Everybody knows that. Where have you been? Yep, true story. See, she even confirmed it. So right here, ladies and gentlemen, on this Periscope, if there was any doubt to the rumor that Rita Esther rocks, well, you can just say goodbye to that doubt because clearly we have evidence. We have evidence of all kinds. Okay. Hey, success all day. I saw you pop up on my radar yesterday. You subscribed to something. Can't remember what it was, and chances are you didn't get an email from our system telling you how to access whatever you requested. Tell me if that's true. Oh, affiliate, that's right. So maybe you did. Maybe you did get what you needed. We got a problem with our back-end mailing system. Driving me nuts, you know what I'm saying? Because people sign up for my free meditation or free videos, and then the system doesn't tell them what to do. So then I get these angry emails that says, well, I send a follow-up email that says, that's awesome, I appreciate that. I get these emails, because I send out an email that says, hey, how are you enjoying your You Attract meditation? I never got it. I think that's the voice they use. I'm not sure. Hey, man, good to have you here. I am just, doing a Periscope. And Jordan, thanks for reaching out and saying hi through the various ways that we do this here. Sorry, didn't mean to scare you. I should have put an R rating on this scope because I was going to do something terrifying. Mr. Floppy Bob, well, there's a great name. Hold on one second. We got to find out a little bit about that. Of course, he's a comic and a podcaster and a blab host. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. Floppy Bob, I'm going to follow you because I'm curious. But I'm going to find you on Blab because I'm getting ready to, and we're going to talk about this. I'm getting ready to unleash on Blab like you can't imagine because I think that it is NC-17, right? Well, I won't go that far. Not on this scope. Not at 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific time. But, it all kind of ties in with where I'm kind of going with this conversation. NC-16, right? Okay, so look. So there's two topics in this title of this Periscope. One is Project Play, which I'm going to talk about. It is nightfall somewhere. Boy, I'm tempted just to drop the F-bomb just for fun, but I'm not gonna. Not today. Not today. Not during an LOA scope. No. I want to maintain some consistency, but as I'm about to explain, there's a whole new Bob Doyle getting ready to be unleashed. Actually, it's a very old Bob Doyle. It's just new to the public. Now, I've done lots of podcast or periscopes or whatever recently, as I've shared my internal angst about, kind of getting pigeonholed into the whole Bob Doyle from The Secret thing and feeling like I have to be a certain way on these periscopes. Like I've always got to contribute content. I've always got to give a valuable nugget instead of just using it how I want to, which is just fun, spontaneous, being goofy and whatever. Hey, Star Crystal, it's good to have you here. Lovely profile picture. Are we Facebook friends too? All right, Jordan, thanks for stopping by. So what I'm really committed to is basically stopping talking about doing all these things that I want to do. I have all these different show ideas, and they have nothing to do, by the way, with the law of attraction or personal development. And in fact, once I start broadcasting these things, you would probably never guess that I am in the personal development space at all based on the content of what I plan on doing with these things. So, my background's in broadcasting. I was on the radio for a while, and I was a goofball, just a goofball, creating characters and just doing stupid stuff. And I say stupid because back then I thought it was really funny, but now I've listened to recordings and I go, nah, it's stupid. Hi, Melanie. Ukulele, well, not right this minute. I mean, I am surrounded by them, of course. But ukulele is part of it. So I'm actually, so Project Play is my own initiative for myself that anybody is welcome to join in, of course, for themselves. But it's really about committing to taking the month of March and playing. Okay, yeah, I'll have to reach out to you on Facebook because I'm maxed out and I can't receive any more friend requests, but I can make them. Thank you. It's a little. I just out of the shower, so it needs further brushing. Anyway, yeah. So it's really about because I've just been so busy, and I've also done periscopes about my commitment to not being so busy, to changing that conversation about busyness, and I've done a pretty good job of that. But what I haven't done well is take that non-busyness and turn it into play, and do a lot of stuff that I want to do. These platforms, Periscope and Blab particularly, are so custom made for me and what I've been wanting to do really my whole life. And it's really just settling in that, wow, there are no barriers. I have all the technology I need to do exactly what I've always wanted to do. I've waded through, real audio. I've waded through, regular audio podcasts, Google Hangouts, and all these things, waiting for just the right mix of technology so that I could do the show or shows that I've been wanting to do. Technically, creatively, and everything. And now it's all here. It's really facing me that it's here and I can do it at any time. So I'm committed to doing it, even though it is not at all, these things are not really in alignment with my law of attraction message on any level, except that it is me being, hi Kevin, me being a living example of following my passion and doing something that I want without attachment, without worrying about what other people think, all of that stuff. So most of it's going to be on Blab simply because of the technological flexibility I have to, multiple cameras and graphics and videos and stuff like that I can't do with Periscope. Periscope is clearly made for this face-to-face conversation, no special razzle-dazzle, no lower thirds, no effects of any kind. So, and I love that about Periscope. And I want to do a lot more Periscope, 5,000 plus. What project did you have? Lots of projects. Lots of projects that I'm excited about, but most of them, and I'm going to show you right here because the way that my brain works, yes, in fact, I'm getting ready to do Zoom at noon for my voiceover class that I've just, I put together a how to make money doing voiceover on Fiverr course that I've been talking about for 2 months. And that starts today at noon, and I'm using Zoom for that. It's great for private meetings and stuff, but not for broadcasts, right? So yeah, I love Zoom for what it is, but it's not a live broadcast platform the way that I want to. So I use it for internal meetings and my certification program and all of that. So it's a great tool. If people don't know, go to zoom.us. It's really nice. So yes, so to organize all these ideas of my play, of what I want to do this month, and what this really means is like I have obligations this month, work obligations, obviously. I'm going on my speaking tour starting next week. I do have my certification, my Wealth Beyond Reason certification. If you want to get into the class that starts today, you need to go to bobdoylevoice.com right now. And and register. It's a 4-week program, and the way that it works is we meet twice a week. The first meeting is getting yourself set up for success on Fiverr. It's all about the creation of the gig and how the Fiverr works and different things, more technical stuff. It will also get into the how to use the editing programs and things like that, workflow about it. And then the second session of each week is actual live voiceover coaching, where we meet in Zoom, and I show you where to get scripts and things like that, and then I coach you through the voiceover process. And the goal being, by the end of the month, you are ready to launch your own little voiceover business on Fiverr with a good demo, a video, and the skill set you need and the confidence that you need to start generating a little bit of revenue on Fiverr doing voiceover. So that starts today at noon. BobDoyleVoice.com is that. I've been talking about it for a really long time. I know you haven't seen it, but and if this one goes well, I'll push it a lot more. This is the beta of this. It's been brewing for a while, but I'm super excited about it. And aside from the fact that it is one of my passions, it doesn't have anything directly related to the law of attraction. It is a passion project for my fun. So anyway, to organize all these different things I want to do this month, and make sure that they are doable and the play doesn't seem overwhelming, I actually started like a mind map on how I'm approaching the play, and I just kind of wanted to share it with you. And if you guys don't know about this mind mapping tool that's free online called mindmup.com, it's pretty cool. I'll just show you. So here's like the middle, like this is the whole theme of the thing is play. And then branching off of that is, okay, I'm going to play on Blab, I'm going to play on Periscope, I'm going to play with writing music, and I'm going to play with computer animation. Thank you for that, Lynette. And underneath Blab, I've got, okay, the Awkward Interviews with Weirdos show, which is developing rapidly in my head. I've got some really fun ideas around that, but that's going to use a lot of technology. And then I've got the Bob Doyle Show, which would be just basically, just me being me and a goofball and whatever. It's just, I don't know how they're all going to consolidate. And then this one here, you can't see, it says The Lounge Show. And this would be a bring back of a internet radio show that I did with a friend of mine who's now out in Atlanta. And now Blab allows us to do our show again remotely and in live and with music and just the way we used to do it. So I'm excited about getting that going. So that's one branch. That's the Blab branch. And you can collapse all these and, it's a mind map. But it's just kind of a cool thing, and you can share it on Google Drive and all that other stuff. And then there's Periscope. What do I want to do on Periscope this month? Like more fun with Bob and Lynn, right? If you guys have watched that, that's fun, but we don't do it enough. And then this is what? The ukulele, me holding the ukulele and Cody in my arms. And these are all the different things. Like I'll need this equipment for it. And if I'm doing it mobily, I'll need this equipment. If I'm doing it in the studio, this way I just organize the whole thing. And then Bob Doyle's timeline would be, again, sort of the Periscope version of me just being me whenever. And then there's music, writing music again, both ukulele and keyboards. What's my plan on all that? So see this, by putting it here, let me turn it back around. By putting it in the mind map, it becomes manageable. I can see that I can actually do this. And it's not like just a, whatever. It's kind of like a to-do list, and I take great pleasure in checking things off, don't you? You ever make a to-do list and then you think of something that you got to do, and so that it's not on your list, and you do it, and then you write it on the list and cross it off? I do that constantly. All right, so anyway, that's how I'm approaching Project Play. So that means that over the next couple of days, I have to just start doing this, and I'm admittedly have been the first thing on your to-do list is to start up a to-do list. Yes, I work well with to-do lists. I really do. Because I love checking them off. I love it. Okay, what do you put it at your homepage? I put it on my, I think there's a type thing there. I didn't quite understand that message. Anyway, so I'd better get busy doing this stuff. And I think that I've been held back by, it's not going to be perfect, or what if no one listens? I mean, I really have been dealing with this. Well, what's going to happen when I start doing this stuff and people go, that's not Bob Doyle from this? What's he doing? Will they not like me anymore or whatever? Will they suddenly, think I have no credibility in the law of attraction space? And what I've really decided, and I don't mean this in any bad way, is that I just don't care. If a person really gets turned off to my law of attraction message because I do awkward interviews with weirdos and maybe don't act in alignment with how they expect me to act, then okay, then they move along. Because we all have different aspects to our personality. We all have different ways we want to express our creativity, and they're not always all the same. And for me, I'm freaking dying to get this stuff out, and I have been for quite a while. Voice course on your homepage. Okay, great. Well, you can save it, or you can join us at noon today. Uh, right, that's exactly right, Emily, and that's what I've been saying. Just be Bob, and the people who don't like that Bob will go away, and then hopefully we'll find some new ones. People who have fun with that, and particularly with the awkward interviews with weirdos thing on Blab, that is going to be so interactive and so reliant on people calling in and playing along. Like it's something, this is a program that you have to get. Like you have to watch it a little bit and go, oh, okay, I see what he's doing. And then you become a participant. And then, me too, Mr. Floppy Bob. I also try to be the best Bob I can be. That's something we have in common. Yeah, so anyway, I've got some work ahead of me to do this, and I have to get really unattached to the response, the reaction, or the lack thereof, or how many people are watching, or any of that, because I really have to stop looking at the numbers. Because really, until I'm doing something that I'm really happy with, feel like I'm in the groove, you know, I, the numbers, I want the big numbers when I'm really, really proud of it or whatever. But really, right now, it's just about doing it to do it, just because it's good for my soul. And part of that is the wonderful feeling of not having any monetary attachment to it. Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Floppy Bob. To be able to just do this for fun without strategizing, well, how will this turn into revenue? Because that's the mindset an entrepreneur gets sometime. Any time, Bob. The entrepreneur will always be thinking of how is how I'm spending my time turning into revenue, and it just zaps the fun out of everything when you do that. And that's what I've learned. Because Lynn and I, for example, have a project that we've been talking about doing for a long time called Harmonic Activation. It's all around music and things like that. And because it's tied, I've got it in my mind tied into, well, how do we monetize that? How do we turn it into a business model? I have resistance towards it rather than just doing it just to do it. And who cares who likes it, right? We have to follow our passions and do it and let the audience find us. And set an intention, use all of our law of attraction stuff. Okay, Star Crystal, it was nice to have you here. Hold on just one second, make sure. Crystal, all right, that's your name, so I can remember that. Well, it was nice to meet you. Maybe I'll see you in a voiceover class one of these days. Okay. Thank you, Rita Esther. You rock. Has anyone ever told you that? Okay, Mr. Floppy Bob, have a great day. So anyway, that's what I'm up to with Project Play. And I guess I invite any of you to look at your life and see how much, when you turn your passion into a job, you end up hating it. Absolutely. And I won't say that I hate teaching the law of attraction, because I don't. However, I have been doing it for 12 years, and there is that attachment to it being a job, and it does take some of the fun out of it. It doesn't have the same juice as it used to. And but I'm not going to stop talking about it. I mean, I'm clear that I have value to contribute in that conversation, at least for the time being and foreseeable future. I am doing my speaking tour next week. I still have all my programs. I am still teaching a certification course on it. But in terms of how much mental space and hours of my day I want to take, I want to shift that into doing stuff for absolute fun. I mean, I turned 50 last year. I want the next 2/3 of my life to be all fun. Right? I worked the first 50. The next 100, coast. Okay, so there's that. And then I just wanted to kind of give you an update. It was 2 months ago today that I sat in the other room talking about my own self-care initiative. And I may have even shown you this list. This is a list I made on January 2nd. And it was all about me assessing what's not in my life right now that I want to be in my life. What am I missing out of my experience to make my life just freaking awesome, so that I just bound out of bed with nothing but joy. And I made a list here, and when I looked at the list, it was like, okay, so what are the main things stopping me from having this? And one of the big things that popped up for me was self-care, how I was treating myself, my energy level, my health level, my feelings about myself because of my weight or whatever. And then within the self-care thing, I thought, well, what's one of the most destructive things in self-care that I'm doing that if I eliminated would probably make a big difference in my life. And I decided that eliminating alcohol and changing my eating habits would be a good start. And so I did a pros and cons list of just on the benefits of not drinking at all, not in moderation, not just cut it out of my life completely. And trust me, as a huge wine fan, the proposition was not an easy one to take on at that time. And even at that time, I was thinking, I'll take it on for 90 days. But I realized shortly thereafter that 90 days is not going to cut it. If I want a life change, it's got to be for good. And the reasons became clear as I started writing out the benefits of quitting drinking. I made a pros and cons list. And there were things like, more clarity, more energy for fun and work, being more present, a healthier body. Every day I don't have something to drink, my body is repairing itself, right? So that's every day I get to wake up and have a win. Every day I get to go, I did something better for myself than I have been doing. And anyway, the list goes on. This list right here has 26 items, and it could go on and on and on. But as I was looking at the list, I was realizing, wow, I'm describing my dream life here, my vision, who I want to be in my vision. And I realized that with alcohol in my life the way that it was, I was never going to get there. So I realized that that one habit was costing me my vision. And so then in the cons list, I started saying, well, what are the cons of stopping drinking? And it was all stuff like, oh, it'll be socially limiting, or I'll be awkward at parties. I'll have to go through that anxiety of, I'd really like to have wine with dinner, all of this stuff. Anyways, I looked at this list. It was like all clearly just my ego screaming at me, being a whiny little baby about how hard it's going to be. And there was zero truth necessarily to any of it. All of this stuff, I won't have that escape. It's going to be hard. All of these are choices that I could make about how to respond in a situation. Now, in the past 2 months, I've been to several parties where there's been alcohol everywhere, and I thought, well, this could be tricky. We'll see. Wasn't hard at all. It was easy because I clicked in. Because once I got to this point where it was like, wait a minute, this is costing me my vision, my life, as I want to describe, as I want it to be, then why would I even consider for a moment engaging in a behavior that is costing me that? If you sit there and wonder, why am I doing, ginger ale, I'm doing a lot of water and coffee. Love coffee. But anyway, that's why I'm drinking coffee here. I could still do better, but at least eliminating in terms of what I'm choosing to put in. Like I probably drink too many aspartame sweetened drinks. I know that for a fact because Lynn's getting on me every 5 seconds about it. But at least I'm easing away from this, and I'm functional, and I don't have all the detrimental side effects of this. Don't worry, I'll get rid of the aspartame eventually. No lectures or emails, please. I'm aware. I've done the research. It's bad news. I got it. But anyway, so there's that. And then the other part was just like, now I'm just going to rein in my eating and stuff. And I set a goal to drop weight. Because at that time, on January 2nd, I was like 193 something pounds. I've never hit 200 in my life. I'm from a fitness background, so I could never let myself get there. I mean, at my most extreme fitness days, I was like at 5% body fat. I weighed 158 pounds or something because I was in a contest, and it was crazy. I'll never do that again. That was insane. And it took over my life in more ways than it needed to. But I also was very clear that I'm not feeling good about how I am. I don't like the way my clothes are fitting, all this stuff. Hi, Baby Cricket. Oh, hold on, I have to check out Baby Cricket. Eileen Fields. Welcome, Eileen. So I made the commitment, eliminate alcohol, and take on a diet, if you will, a different way of eating. So I downloaded a cool little app, which a lot of people apparently have, which allows me to log my foods. I set a goal, aggressive goal. My goal was to go from 193 to 168 within, I guess I said 90 days or whatever. But I also knew I'm going to get there well before 90 days because I know that when I set an intention around fitness and weight loss and stuff that I'm very good at creating that vision, very good at staying on track. Once I click. There's no one's going to sway me off. I'm not going to bend. I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to do any of that. However, I'm also made the decision I'm not going to be as obsessive as I was 10 years ago when I was in the fitness thing and never let myself have this or that or whatever, because that's just not life, right? So anyway, long and short of it is, since January 2nd, when it was 193, at my last official weigh-in a couple of days ago, 169.5. So 24 point something pounds lost in 2 months. And it was easy. It wasn't, yay. Lynn said yay. She knows this, of course. Um, it was easy, and Lynn can tell you that it was never a struggle, and it was easy for me to eat what I wanted and say no to whatever and go to parties and be around everything, and everything was easy. And the reason it was easy was not willpower. It was not self-discipline. It wasn't any of that normal stuff like, oh, if I can just get through this 90 days. It wasn't that at all. It was because I had this click. I saw what it was costing me. And it was like, okay, well, that's unacceptable. And what's great, hi, Connie. So and making that list on paper was the key. Not having it in my head, but having it on paper where my vision is staring at me in the pros column, and all my excuses are staring at me in the cons column, and not one of those excuses is valid. Not one. And that's why my speaking tour next week, it's not too late to go if you're going to go, if you want to go, if you're in the Northern California area, you can, I'm trying to remember the, BobDoyleLikesThis.com, BobDoyleLikesThis.com/cbob. I start in Sacramento and work my way down to Irvine over the course of 4 days. And my topic is going to be on this, on self-care, self-love, and making this kind of a pros and cons list. So it's taking a very simple concept of pros and cons, which everybody's done a million times, and taking it down to a level where you have the click. The name of my talk is Clicking In. So thank you, Lynn. That's awesome. So yeah, it'd be great if you guys came out there and we could meet. There's different levels for tickets. There's like a general admission all the way up to VIP. And when you have VIP, then we get to sit together. We get to eat together. You get a signed copy of my book, which they're all out in the other room, I think. And no, they're over here. Hold on. Yes, you too could have a copy of #1 bestseller 5 years ago. Follow Your Passion, Find Your Power by Bob Doyle, featured in The Secret. Look at all of these amazing testimonials that are backwards to me and maybe to you. Anyway, yeah, I'm touring with JJ Virgin, Noah St. John from Afformations, and a couple of other people whose names I can't remember because I don't have them right up in front of me. But anyway, it's going to be fun, and that starts next week, and I'll be talking in depth about this particular subject if you'd like to come out. But anyway, so that's what's happening. I just really, no huge lesson here on this one, because that's what I'm trying to get out of my head, is that every time I do this, I have to change someone's life. Sometimes I just do it because it feels good. Yeah, I'm not in, I won't be in the upper Midwest this time, but the tour itself will be all over the country. And if you sign up for the tour, even in your area, or even if you can't go, you can still get it, and you'll still get recordings of everybody's thing. So there's 40 different speakers, and this is going on throughout the year. It's just that my leg, it happens to be the first leg, and it is next week and in Northern California, which is conveniences. I live in California, right? And it'll be a new experience for me. I haven't been, and Emily is back in the room. I haven't done a speaking tour ever. I've spoken, but not on tour. So this will be interesting. This is like the whole getting in the SUV and being carted around. It's a whole on-the-road experience. So clearly what I should be doing is periscoping a lot during that. And I know Lynn's in there going, hell yeah. So waiting for a Vegas trip for you to go on, or for me to go on. Are you in Vegas? You're in Vegas. Are we? I don't know where you are. Anyway, okay, so yeah, so that'll be fun. But then I'll be glad to get back to, and then just hunker down into play mode. I mean, in addition to the playing, I still got to do my voiceover work. I still got to tend to my business. But really, the biggest difference, yeah. Well, we come to Vegas a lot. I haven't been in a little bit of time. I know we're going to be there in May for a mastermind, but who knows. But if I get out there, it'd be great. We should figure out a way to say hi. Anyway, yeah, lots of people out in Vegas. Melanie Bundock has joined. All right, everybody go register for Melanie's vision board course. Unfortunately, I don't have a URL right up in front of me. Maybe Melanie can post it up there. Maybe there's an easy way for her to get to it. But Melanie Bundock, if you guys probably know her anyway, but she's an EFT practitioner. She's an excellent manifester, and she's got a free course on doing vision boards. And you want to learn from somebody who has a track record of manifestation, and that is Melanie. And so just figure out how to do it. Whether Melanie, just follow her, I don't know. You'll figure it out. Just set an intention. I'm going to figure out how to get into Melanie's vision board thing. But anyway, okay. But what I was saying was, I'll still be spending time on doing my work, but what's the biggest difference is where am I mentally this month? Like when I'm not actually physically doing voiceover or working on a web page or writing an email or all those other businessy things, what's been happening is I've been thinking about doing those things. It's like completely takes over my life because I'm thinking about what do I need to do, what do I need to do, what do I need to do, instead of what do I want to do right now. I got a couple hours here. What am I going to do at this time? And what I've been doing is thinking about what I should be doing instead of sitting down and writing music or, playing the ukulele or doing a blab show or just doing a Periscope just to do a Periscope or, just instead of just playing. And I'm just really clear that what my soul needs right now is a lot of play. And Lynn was the one who yesterday said, well, why don't you just basically just say that March is going to be your month of play, which doesn't mean, take the entire month off and do no work. It's more of an attitude and a commitment to taking the time to do these things that I've been saying I wanted to do. And that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. And just see at the end of the month what happens. Because I think it's going to be a journey, I know, because I'm going to push myself to do some of these things that I feel aren't really perfect or ready to do, especially some of the shows on Blab. But I got to do them that way. I can't just wait till they're perfect because I don't even know what perfect is. I could have an idea of what the show's supposed to be and then start doing it, and then it just evolves into something else. So for me to spend a bunch of time crafting every single frame of what these things are going to be is a ginormous waste of my time and just a delay tactic of the ego, who doesn't want to get disappointed. The ego doesn't want to start a show and then see that there's like 2 people watching and they hate it. But Bob Doyle, number one, needs no attachment to whether people like it or not. I just need to do it for a while, whether people show up or not, and see if it can get any traction whatsoever. If it gets no traction in a month, then okay, it's not working. And I can either choose to do it just for myself to have this content and have fun, or evolve the idea. But I am definitely committed to all these creative ideas that I've been playing with for several years, now that I can do them technologically, to do them and stop making excuses and not worrying so much about people going, what is Bob Doyle from The Secret doing with that crazy fill in the blank, approach to whatever. So I don't know what my long-term goal is because I can't ever not be in The Secret unless they, okay, crazy hair. Fine, you know what? Just have a brush right here. Use this mirror. There. Whatever. All right. Now it looks even worse. Oh, hashtag joke. Like people are going to be searching for hashtag joke. All right. Anyway, all that to say, stay tuned and follow me on Blab. Blab.im/Bob Doyle Secret, because all hell's about to break loose. All hell's about to break loose on that channel. And then also, I'm going to be throwing music up on SoundCloud, and then of course the Periscope stuff. Just really just putting out a bunch of stuff. I guess just throwing stuff up against the wall and seeing what sticks. But just everything that's in me to do when I do. And follow me on Facebook, because as I do these animation things, because computer animation is one of the things I want to spend more time on, I'll be posting those things. You can follow me on YouTube. I'll be posting them there. You can just come along on the journey with me if you want to. Or you can just say, you're not talking the law of attraction. I am out of here. And I get it. There's plenty of other people that you can learn only the law of attraction or related content from. I just don't want to be that person on these platforms. I want to be Bob Doyle, who also happens to know a little something about teaching the law of attraction, but that is not the only way I want to be known on these platforms. Honestly, I'd much rather be known for either doing the voice work, the music, being a complete crazy goofball who no one can figure out what the hell I'm thinking. That's what I'd much prefer that these days, because that's where my passions are. I feel like, I've made my mark in the law of attraction world, and I still enjoy it, but now it's time for other things in addition to that. And if I got more attention for doing the other things, I think that's perfect. I think it's perfect if actually my non-law of attraction related things end up being long-term more successful than the law of attraction, because I'd be using the law of attraction principles to have that success anyway. Melanie, you nailed it. Yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before? I had this sort of aha moment about myself and what I want to do in the world. And coming from the background I've been in, it's like, well, I want to help people craft their vision. I want to, do all that. And that's true, but that's a subset of what I want to do. It's like my life purpose here, at least for right now, for me, is not teaching the law of attraction. That's part of who I am. It's part of what I do, but it's not what's driving me. And it's not where I'm getting the same amount of juice. That what I realized basically is that, and I've never thought of myself in this way before, even though I've done open mics and, music, stuff like that. Like I put myself in the entertainer role, like being on the radio and doing all these things. But I've never really thought about it in terms of, I want to be an entertainer. I've never used that. I've never thought, oh, I just want to entertain people. That's never come into my mind, those words. But then I realized, you know what? I think I do. I think that's what I want. I think I realized that I'm one of those people who actually likes the feedback from, putting something out there and then getting a giggle or a heart or just some sort of stuff that says, hey, I enjoyed what you just did creatively there. The point of law is not just to talk about it. Yes, exactly. It's not just to talk about it. And that's what I felt like I was getting wedged into. Like I had no time to live it. I was too busy talking about it. Law of attraction, I mean. So, yeah. Okay, well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how long I've been talking. A while now. Those who can't teach, right. Yeah, see, I don't want to be that person. I've said this before when I first started this work way back. I used to get emails from people saying, oh, yeah, sure, it's easy for you to talk about this because you're making money teaching people how to make money with the law of attraction or whatever, even though I never really said, here's how to make money with the law of attraction specifically. That was never really my focus. But that always kind of bugged me. It was like just under my skin. Because I knew at the time I was just following my passion. Like, of course, I'm putting my time and energy into this. I've created all these programs. I've done boatloads of research. I mean, I deserve to be compensated for the work that I'm doing in the law of attraction space. And if that's how I'm going to get compensated, by teaching the law of attraction and impacting people, then there's nothing wrong with that. But there was that part of my ego that heard what they were saying. Oh, sure, that's easy for you. And I kept thinking, well, geez, if I had more bandwidth, if I was up to something else, then I could say, well, that's not my only source of income. But for a long time it was, because it took, to build what I built in the law of attraction space, it required all of my time. Now I'm in a space where, I've created more time for myself, or most of the content's been created. I've got, some bandwidth here. And so now, my voiceover work, quite honestly, is way more fulfilling and, lucrative than the law of attraction stuff right now. And it's no doubt because it's where I'm putting all my passion and my energy. I love doing it every single day. And so I am a voiceover person who is using the law of attraction to stay in alignment with voiceover success, rather than I'm just a law of attraction person making money teaching the law of attraction. You know what I mean? And all of these play things I want to do are an expression of that too. It's all fortifies my main law of attraction message, which is be who you freaking are, unapologetically, which of course has also been my biggest challenge, right? That's, and so now, I'm just really committing to doing that and taking the lumps and feeling like, oh, that bombed, whatever. I have to go through all of that. All that sort of discomfort of trying new things and some of it falling flat and being okay with it. Like the people who make tons of money teaching. Yeah, it's like the whole internet marketing space where the internet marketers are selling to internet marketers about how to spend or how to make money. And so, yeah, it's that kind of weird incestuous cycle, and I don't want to be a part of that. I just don't want to be a part of it. There's a lot about this industry that I'll be glad to move away from. Again, the message is great. The industry itself can be dicey. And there's some people I just don't want to play with, and there's some spaces I don't want to play in. And like I said, I'd much rather just be a goofball and be known for something completely different if that's what's necessary. If that's what's going to afford me enjoying my life and having fun and living the lifestyle I want to, but mostly just being me, then if people forget I was ever in the secret, that's okay. You know, I think it's just this monumental detachment that I'm embracing. Detachment with, you know, what people think about me or how what I do for fun affects my brand, much to the chagrin of a lot of people. Are you sure you want to do that? Yes, I am. And the more you tell me I shouldn't, the more I'm going to do it. Because I'm a rebel. It's a ridiculous amount of detachment I have. And yet, I still do hesitate doing it. So I talk a bigger game about detachment than I actually play at this point. But March, this month, is about playing the game I'm talking with regards to letting loose and not caring. Okay. All right. Rebel with a cause. That's right. And you know, it'll be really interesting because as this all comes around, if in fact all these things, if any of these things take off and maybe become a revenue stream, or at least a significant part of my life that's just so fulfilling that I don't even need revenue around it, it'll all be because of the law of attraction. It'll all be a fortification of my overall message. That's the beauty part. So I'm just really clear that I've denied myself this thing that's been, all of these things that have been calling to me and rationalizing it. And it's been my ego saying, no, play it safe, law of attraction, that's what you're known for. That's, you know, yeah, when they take off, not if. But some of them I may start and go, you know what, doesn't give me the juice that I thought. Like I say, I've got several different ideas up here on this mind map. I'll show again for those who came in late. Mind map for play. Stuff I'm going to do on Blab and the various shows I have planned on Blab, computer animation, music, and then what I plan on doing on Periscope with Fun with Bob and Lynn, ukulele, and then my own thing. Flip the camera. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that's the way my brain works. I have to systemize my play, at least at first, because otherwise my ego will insist that I don't have time to do this. But if I look at it like this, I go, okay, I've got all this stuff. There's no time is not the factor. The equipment isn't the factor. I have no excuses. It's right there. Just hit play. Thank you, Lisa. That's all I want. I just want to be real. And if you love me, awesome. And if you don't, well, that's got to be awesome too, in my mind. Just not worry so much about being liked. And I think I still have some of that. But then it's being counterbalanced by this massive sense of detachment around what people think. Because I truly just want to find my tribe. That's all I want to do. Those people who get what I'm doing, appreciate it, want to play along, whatever. However many people that is. If it's 40 people who are my tribe for the rest of my life, but we all have a grand time together for the rest of our lives, then that's perfect. If it's 10,000, 20,000, a million, I'll take that too. But until I put myself out there as this person that I'm saying I am and wanting to be, how am I going to find my tribe? I can't just keep talking about it and then not doing it. Can I? No, I can't. So I'm going to stop doing the talking. Well, I'll talk and do at the same time. All right. Well, I have rambled on, haven't I? Thanks to all of you who stuck around and those of you who shared. And I just really, millions are waking up now. Well, good. Let's wake them up really loudly. Let's make some noise. Let's make some noise. Okay, I'm going to go now because I start my voiceover class in an hour and 10 minutes. I'm very excited. And those of you who, if there's anyone watching right now who was considering that program, or watched me, the many, many blabs I did where I demonstrated how I generate this revenue on Fiverr, doing voiceover, and contemplated it, signed up and said I'm interested, and then have decided not to do it, well, okay. We'll talk to you in a month when these other people who jumped in are making money on Fiverr. Could have started. That's pathetic scarcity, isn't it? But you know, I was actually thinking about that, about this whole about what I just said to you. This whole, well, you could have had this, but you're missing out. And that's just such a tactic, that a marketer would use. But in this case, it's true. Anyway, I'll probably offer the voiceover class again after I do this one, and this will be, work out the kinks, and who knows. But if you want to get in, you still can, but you only have an hour and 10 minutes before the first class. And I will say this too, for anybody watching this, if you still want to get in to the voiceover thing, or if you're curious about it, just go to bobdoylevoice.com, see what it is. If you miss this first class, not a big deal. Most of it's going to be instructional. Everything's going to be recorded. You'll be able to watch the replay and basically have the same experience as those who are live, except for asking live questions and that type of thing. But it'll be easy enough to get in, get to know everybody. We have a Facebook group where people are already interacting and introducing themselves. So if it's something that you're playing with and would like to do it, you can still do it even if you don't sign up today. But you got to get in there pretty quick. All right, you guys, blessings and success for you too, Connie, and everybody watching this. Hope everybody has a wonderful rest of the day. I'm going to do this voiceover course, and then I'm going to goof off the rest of the day working on these play things. All right? So we'll talk to you when we talk to you, and it might be about the law of attraction, or it might be about what I'm going to eat for dinner. I have no idea, but we'll talk to you then.